Many people have asked me, I don't understand your message of bring them closer. Do you mean just let people walk all over me like I'm a doormat? What does it mean? And that's what we've been diving into. Bringing people closer means you know how to manage your own emotions. You know how to be clear but kind in your expectations. And you also know how to put up healthy boundaries after you've asked yourself two questions. The two questions you need to ask is, what is my part to play in this? And what is not my part? If you haven't had a chance to check those out, please do. Go read the blogs. They are vital for this last and final step. I took a poll on my Instagram stories and I asked, what does a boundary look like for you? Some of the responses I got concerned me. Some of them were saying, when I show up with my true authentic self, or when I allow others to be their true authentic selves. And I'm thinking, this is why we have a boundary problem. Showing up is not a boundary. Allowing others to be who they are is not a boundary. A boundary is you teaching people how you are to be treated. And when it's not respected, when you communicate with clarity and kindness, the only other step you have is to remove yourself from them. The only other step you have now is to distance yourself, which will seem so counterproductive, which will seem so against bringing them closer. And you may even be accused for not bringing people close. You may be accused for not being compassionate or not being kind. But here's the thing, sometimes when people won't change, you need to remove yourself. And that could look very different for every situation. It could mean removing yourself a few steps. It could be removing yourself out of the house. It could be removing yourself to your room till you compose yourself. It means so many things to everybody, but sometimes distance is what people need. You see, we're wired for connection, and when our words aren't enough, removing yourself, removing connection actually gives people a choice to be close. They can choose at that moment, I either can change and I can have the connection with this person, or I can choose to keep on going in this path and not have the connection that I want. The last step is to remember to keep connection always as the goal. If you ever end up having to distance yourself from someone, don't do it out of hate. Don't do it out of spite or revenge. Do it to keep the option of connection always open. It's your last hope. And remind them, I want connection with you, but in order to have connection with me, this is what I will do until you change. Always keep that option open. Keep forgiveness in your heart. It is the #1 thing that you have to be healthy yourself. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness allows you to have connection with that person if they do come back to you. It also allows you to keep open to future relationships and not be stuck in this moment. Forgiveness may be the #1 thing that we all need to open our hearts to in order to have healthy relationships and connections in our lives.